Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, please subscribe, hit the like button and share. And if it's not your first time, welcome back and make sure you get more people to come here, right? Anyway, so my name is Elsie. I'm here to talk about essentials for life, the important things about life, important things for life. And I am here to share a story. It's a very, very emotional story, but it no longer makes me cry. I used to cry when I talk about it, but I'm stronger. Thank God. Yes, God has been healing me. God has been taking me from a long place of hurt and trauma. It's really healed me. So I want to talk about what I went through when I was in secondary school or high school. I started high school at a very, very tender age. Yes, that's the age that people go to high school these days anyway. I was, I think, 12, turning 13. I just turned 13 and I was so excited about high school. I just wanted to go there and make it. It was a new beginning, so it was really exciting. And I had some few friends that I was coming from primary school with, and we had been selected to the same school, so it was an exciting time. And I had friends that were coming from the same hood as mine, that were in the senior classes, so it was kind of like a second home for me. It was really, really, really nice. um First few days of school, excited, trying to get our uniforms, trying to get our books, getting new shoes, bags, and all those kind of things. Met new people. It was really nice. Okay, I don't want to overemphasize that. Anyway, so as the days were going, well, I met a few individuals, but one of the people that I was close to was my friend from my hood, and she was the head girl of the school. So she was the head girl, and then there were prefects and all that kind of thing. I know you understand such kind of things that people do in school. So she was like the head girl. So we became friends. We were friends. We became friends. We knew each other from the hood, but we didn't really click then. But we started chatting and talking when we found out that we're in the same school. So that day, the first day, I was with her. I went to visit her at her class. She had asked me to come, so I went to visit her, and she introduced me to some of her friends. Now, I met them. Some of them were prefects, and because it was a boys and girls school, so it was a combination of both sexes. Got to meet some boys and funny comments. You know how what boys pass. The comments that boys pass. So I didn't take those seriously anyway. So I went back to my class. After some few days, I noticed there's some few girls that used to look at me in a funny way, but I didn't take it seriously until one day they approached my class. They approached me in my class. They came on my window. They were like, "Hey, you come here." I was like, "Oh, like that in a rude way." I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, "Hey, you come here," and I'm like, "Okay, why should I come there?" It was like, "Just come out. We want to meet you." And there were a group of them, so I was afraid. I didn't want to do anything funny, so I decided to go and see them. So when I went outside to meet them, they kind of took me to a place. They were like, "Oh, we want to talk to you, so can you come along with us?" And they were chatting with me, like casually, just, passing jokes and we're laughing about it. And I'm like, "Okay, maybe something cool." I mean, we're just girls anyway. So we went to some secluded area around the school. It was beautiful, some kind of a garden, some with trees around, fruit trees and stuff. So whilst I was standing there, one of them turned around and said to me, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And I was like, "Boyfriend? No, I don't." And then the girl was like, "No, I don't is my boyfriend. So in my language is Ndilibe. Zandilibe. And it was funny, like she's saying Dilibe is my boyfriend. I don't is my boyfriend. So if you are dating I don't, then you are dating my man. I'm like, what? I don't have. It's like, yes, I don't have is my boyfriend. So I I looked at them with amazement. I was like, what's going on here? I kind of laughed. And they're like, you shouldn't laugh. This is not a laughing matter. We'll deal with you. All those kind of things. And I said, okay, guys, if you are done with me, I'm going. They were like, go, but you should know that we'll meet you after school because we are not done yet. You can't be going out. I don't have my own boyfriend. And the other girl was like, yes, my brother. I don't have. I laughed. I ran to class. I told my friends, and my friends were like, no, 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 you really need to report them because they might end up doing something bad to you when you're going home. I was like, yeah, okay, fine. So I went to the headmaster, I reported them, blah blah. The teacher gave him punishment. I don't know if he did, but I remember going with him to talk to them, and they were laughing. We're like, no, we're just playing with her. No, there's nothing serious and stuff. And they knew that if we're going to do something inside the campus, it might get them into trouble. So they kind of downplayed everything. So I thought it was over. But when I told the head girl, she said to me, you know, you cannot walk alone home because we don't want to take those chances. So today you'll be with me, you'll walk home with me and the boys. So that day I was with the boys. We walked home together with her and the other boys. And when we came out of the gates, we found them waiting for me. They were literally waiting to beat me up. This was really crazy. I've never had such an experience in my life. People waiting for me just to attack me. I didn't know. By that time, I was very confused why people would do that because I mean, I don't have his nobody. You get what I mean? Like, there's nobody. I don't have his nobody. Why am I even trying to explain that? You understand what I'm saying? So I came out with them walking home. So when they saw that I was with the boys and the head girl, they decided not to do anything because I mean,
it's 6 o'clock.
Thank you. So once we were walking home, I kind of had this sense of security because I felt like, well, they couldn't touch me. So I was so excited. I thought this is the end of everything. They will not mess around with me again. I went back in the morning the next day. I thought things were going to be better. They were worse. I found in the class they had written Elsie is a prostitute. Elsie sleeps around with men, all different types of men. Be careful of her and all those kind of things. And you know, I'd made friends, new friends, and some of my friends I was coming from primary school with. And you know, being kids, you just believe everything that people say. So my friends decided to believe them. They decided to believe that I was this kind of girl that we're talking about. And they all decided to stop talking to me or hanging out with me. So every time I come close to them, they would like move away. The first day when those things were written in the class, I rapped them. My friends helped me rap them. They were like, no, it's those girls and stuff. But when it now continued, I was alone. I would wake up early in the morning at home just to go to school, make sure that there's nothing written. So when they discovered that I was rubbing things, I was rubbing those things that they were writing. They decided to put in a new strategy. So they started writing in desks. So it was like in my desk and other people's desks in other people's classes, and everyone in the school wanted to know who I was. It was so bad. You can imagine at my age, I'm so excited about growing up, and school is new and everything is new. I mean, I didn't expect to have such an experience. I remember at home I would go act like everything is fine. I never told anyone because I knew no one would believe me. I I remember even my friends at home, they didn't know what I was going through. So after some time, them writing, I decided, well, I'm just gonna stop rubbing it. So when I decided to stop rubbing, the other day they came with a permanent marker. They came with a permanent marker in my class and wrote that I had aborted 6 pregnancies. You can imagine, I didn't even know. Okay, maybe kids of these days at 13, you already know what sex is, and some of you have even tried it yet already. But at 13, at that time, I didn't know what sex was. I kind of knew that there was sex, but I didn't know how it's done. I didn't. Bottom line, I was a virgin. I was a virgin. Virgin. Yeah, my country say virgin. So I was a virgin, and it was not funny. People are saying you aborted pregnancies, yet you've never even slept with a guy. Isn't that crazy? So I decided, well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna leave all my friends behind. Those who love me the way I am, I would entertain them in my life. Those who believe them, I'll let them go. So I kind of developed this thing which I feel like kind of filtered into my adulthood, where if I have friends, if I just feel a bit of a rejection from you, or if I just feel like you don't want me around that particular time, I will go. I'll go far away. So I grew up not really having very close friends. Maybe just some few people that I met along the way, but I never really had like people that were best friends. I would have close friends that I have drama. Again, I had drama with. Anyway, it's okay. That's life. But I never used to settle with a friend. I never used to settle with like same kind of friend for a long time. There's some few people that really I was blessed to have them for long, but they were not really as close as I'm talking about. They were just there because we stayed in the same hood. We hung around the same people, so they were just there. Yeah, so when I felt this, I decided I'm not gonna beg anyone for friendship. I'm not gonna try to make anyone like me. I'm just gonna be myself. But trust me, I was dying inside. I remember there's several times that I felt like dying, literally. I knew I didn't have the guts to kill myself because I had just gotten to know God. Uh, I had just received Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior previous year. So there was just something about, knowing God at that particular time in my life. He preserved my life because there were so many times that I felt like, well, what's the use of staying alive? And someone had the guts to actually call my mom, who was in another city, because that time I was staying with my grandmother, to tell her that Elsie's being naughty at school. We hear all these things about her. And my mom couldn't believe me. And I remember when I spoke to her, she was like, hey, what are you doing at school? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. It was like, no, there's no smoke without fire. You should be doing something for people cannot just be talking. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, so well, life without friends, go to school every morning. I didn't care anymore. But of course, I was dying inside me. A lot of things had died. Confidence had died. The happy me, the smiling me was no longer there. I would go to school just to be at school and, finish the classes and go home. I was ready to go home. I wanted to go home. I just wanted to be at home. Every time I'm in class, I'm like, when is this going to finish so I can get out of here? Yeah, that went on for the whole time that that year, and because I decided to forget about it, I stopped paying attention, so it never really bothered me anymore. But of course, it had affected a lot in my life. Well, later in that year, I went into Form 2. I still don't have friends. I got boys all around me trying to ask me out because apparently they thought I was loose and they could just sleep with me. Well, there's some few boys that I liked, of course. And the fact that, I didn't have friends, and there are these people that are showing interest, or they look like they care about me. I kind of like was starting to give some people a chance until I realized what their intentions were. So I moved on from there. And back home, like, still people don't know. My mom was just gotten to know about it. She felt maybe what people were saying was true, so I didn't even have the guts to keep telling her anything. And my grandmother was the last person I wanted to tell because she was old and I didn't want to stress her out because of all the things. Yeah, so later that year I went into Form 2. I was still walking around alone until I reached Form 4. I met some new friends that were coming into the school. They were new, so they didn't know the history of what had happened to me. And when I moved to Form 2, these girls were still around, but they had stopped talking to me face to face. And I'm sure, and I am so sure that they are the ones that were writing on the walls all this time. So, yeah, they made my life miserable. And to make matters worse, the people that were calling themselves Christians that time, they didn't even want to talk to me. I mean, like, what was the lost soul? Then you should have come to me and at least try to save my life. But anyway, they were kids as well, so they were acting like, those ones. They didn't want me to be around them. I'm not worthy to be around them. So later on in the years, I went to Form 3. Things were starting to get better. Of course, people still had this image about me that they had since they were in Form 1. So I didn't care anymore. All I wanted to do was to prove that I was not the person that everyone was talking about. So one thing that I didn't do was to compromise my life. In as much as I had a boyfriend, I know if my mom is watching this, she'll be like, "You had boyfriends?" Yes, I had a boyfriend one time. I felt like, okay, at least there's someone who cares about me and loves me and doesn't believe in these things. Of course, he never tried to sleep with me because in the first place I told him, "You're not gonna get it." So that kind of helped. He stayed, though he cheated on me with other girls. He kind of loved me, I think. Anyway, so yeah, so he stayed behind. He stayed with me, not behind. He stayed with me, I think, for a year and some months. We were dating. I felt loved. I felt like I was appreciated. I felt like there's someone who really understands who I was and knows me. Well, I reached Form 4, my final year. I was selected to be one of the prefects in the school, and one of the girls that was friends with me when I was in primary school became the head girl. But because in the first year she never wanted to be around me because of what had happened to me, it was kind of hard for us to work together. But when we started working closely, that's when she's like, "No, but the kind of image I had about you is different." I remember she wrote me a letter. I don't know where that letter is. I kind of kept it because that was one of the things, like, it was important to me because my friends thought I was this person that these people were talking about, and then later on in the years they realized, no, she's not what these people were talking about. She's literally something else, something different, something beautiful. Yes. So she wrote me a letter. I read it. I was so happy. I sent her a letter as well, telling her, "You know what, I forgive you for what happened, that you believed him, but this is who I am," and stuff. And we kind of restored a relationship, but we're never the same because we had lost so many years. But the other friend that used to, she would sneak around and come to my place. She would sneak and meet me. She kind of like she was kind of like one person that I appreciated, and I still appreciate up to now. I remember one of the days when I wrote this story on my blog. She commented. She was like, "Yo, I remember these days." Yeah, so she's one person. Her name is Tamanda. If you're watching this video, shout out to you. Much love. Yeah, she was really good because in as much as her friends would tell her don't chat with her, she would still come to my place. She would still come to meet me after school. She would still come and chat with me, and maybe at school not so much. But I still appreciated it, that because she kind of felt like whatever I was saying was true, not what these people were saying. Yeah, so after that, a lot of people started coming back to me and saying, what we thought. But, all these people had gone, we had 3 classes above me that believed this person that everyone said I was. And this also affected my life even outside the campus, because some of them were going saying, oh, do you know such a person? No, that girl. So, people have an opinion about you because of some people that decided to destroy your life. But I didn't let them do it. And I thank God that He was with me throughout. He protected me from myself, because there was a time, so many times, that I felt like just dying. Although I didn't have the guts to kill myself, but I felt like I should just go. I remember there was one time I even asked God, I'm like, God, why are you still keeping me here? You know me, you know my heart, you know how I feel. Yeah, it's been a journey. Of course, there's always things like there are always side effects to what you go through when you're in such a place of trauma. The things that you kind of grow up with out of that experience. I think one of the things that I kind of grew up with from that experience was the fact that I never made efforts for relationships. Like if I have friends, I never really used to make efforts to build that up, because I just feel like you're just going to dump me one day, you're just going to give up on me. If something happens to me, you're just going to go. So I never really had the energy to invest my time in friendships. And my confidence, I just didn't want to know. Like, I was afraid. I grew up being afraid of rejection. I just wanted to be liked. So there's so many things that I would do just to be liked. I kind of felt like I was very apologetic. I remember even before I got married, my husband would say, you know what, you shouldn't do that. I mean, you are too apologetic. Don't, make people like you. I think I grew up thinking maybe I should be, in the right books with people for them to like me. I just wanted to be loved, to be liked, and I was missing all these things in my life when I was going through such kind of a situation. So I don't want to lie, it's affected me, but I thank God because He healed me, and He continues to heal me, because the trauma from that thing is not yet over, but it's so much better now because I'm able to talk about this without crying. Because I felt so much pain in my life, like people talking about things that I didn't do, and they make the whole school believe it. They make everyone hate you. They make everyone think that you are this kind of a person. I even felt like maybe it was going to affect my future partner, because they were going to tell him of this person that I was. Just kill me, and God didn't do that. He left me alive, and I'm still here to tell the story. They made me popular in school for all the wrong reasons. The reason why I'm talking about this story is I just want to encourage you that there are times in your life you go through circumstances. They're not there to destroy your life. They're there to build you up. This may be caused by people. This may be caused by people that you love. People that you even treasure in your life, they tend to turn against you, but you don't have to despair, because everything that you're going through is to build you. It's as a stepping stone to the next level in your life. If there are bigger things that are going to come, if there are bigger bullies that are going to come, you handled it, then you can handle it now. So going through all this experience has taught me a lot. It made me the girl I am today, the woman. The woman I am today made me the girl that I'd grown to be. I'd set principles in my life. I told myself I'm going to prove that everything that was said about me was wrong. I told myself one day I'm going to tell a story. And you can imagine, after over 15 years later, I'm talking about it today. To me, yeah, of course, it's not going to take 15 minutes maybe for you, but to me, this is why I had to go through it, so that I can encourage someone. If you're being bullied, don't let it get into your heart. Don't let it get into your head. You're not what they're saying you are. You are not what they think you are. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to who you are, to who God made you to be. Don't derive happiness from anything other than the inner peace in you from God. I know I had expectations. I wanted friends to help me be happy, but this is not what God intended for me. He built me up into this person that is not depend. I don't depend on people to be happy. I am happy, and then this filters to people. I bring. If I'm gonna bring happiness to your life, it's not because you made me happy. It's because I am happy, and then it filters out to other people. So don't let anybody bring you down with words. Don't let anyone bring you down with what they are doing to you. They are trying to bring you down because you are so much better than them. I so much believe these people just didn't like me because of whatever they had seen that I had in me. And I'm very convinced, because the thing is, I know myself. I know I didn't do any crazy thing apart from some few things that they felt like I shouldn't have done. Okay, maybe just to go do that. One of the things that I felt the reason why they didn't like me is the fact that I was going to the senior classes without fear, because they were not allowed to go there. They didn't have friends. There were limits for the junior classes. And the second thing, because these people were two classes ahead of me, and they were not allowed to go to the senior classes. And another thing is, when I started school, before my uniform came, there were these, we were wearing these baggy skirts, and the pencil skirts had just come into fashion. And I remember that time, because I didn't have a uniform, my friend gave me one of her pencil skirts and said, you can wear this just for some time until you get your school uniform. So when that came, my uniform was kind of different from everybody else. So I kind of feel like there's so many things that maybe they saw. I wish one day maybe they would tell me why they did what they did to me, but I forgive them. Because I know one of them, I've never asked her, but I know one of them, she's friends with me on Facebook right now. I know the other girl, I met her later in the years. I don't know what they're up to, but I forgave them a long time ago. But I've just been assuming my whole life why they did what they did. It's nice to talk about it now. I wrote in my blog, maybe if you want to go to read about it in details, I have a blog which is in the description box down there. You can click on it and read. The story is called Ndelibe is My Boyfriend, and I made a part 1 and a part 2. So just for you to understand, this is just a summary of what I wrote there. That one was in details of everything that I went through. But I want to say thank God, because I am right here. I didn't kill myself. I've learned from every experience that I had. And one thing I know is no one defines me. No matter what people say about me, I know myself. I know who I am. And if you are convinced about who you are, don't let anyone take you from there. 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 Don't let anyone take you from there People will say things about you. Trust me, people will never stop talking. Even as growing up at my age right now, like right now, I know there are people that talk about me, but I don't take time to listen to what they think. Because people that love you, people that love me, will come to me and tell me, you're not doing well in this. They will not gossip about me. So don't take time listening to gossip about you, or read comments that they're not going to be good for you. If a comment is there, read it once, go away. Don't think about it. There's cyberbullying these days. People say a lot about people, or say stuff about your body, your face. You didn't choose to be who you are. Please work towards to be the best of yourself. So I just want to encourage you tonight that live life happy, purposeful, and know who you are. Let nobody bring you down. Let no one talk you down. That situation you're in is not there to break you. It's there to build you. It's there to be a stepping stone to your success. I am glad I went through what I went through. I am glad I was bullied, because it taught me, it built me to this young woman that I am today. And I am so glad. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, for taking time to listen to the whole story to the end. I hope one day I'll be able to get answers from my bullies, but I'm not expecting it. But yeah, I didn't give up, so that's why I'm here. Thank you.